Hello, I'm Catherine, the creator of Shia and the Jetsons Community Preservation of the Promised Land. I'm here to basically create the Promised Land for everyone to enjoy and to have their free Jetsons because the free Jetsons is ours. Everything that we see here is our resources and it was stolen from us. And I'm here to make sure that every single indigenous person have what's rightfully theirs, which is 640 acres. It's yours, and it's based on our great great grandparents, in which we were removed from this land, and the foreigners who came in were white people, Mexicans, and Chinese. They are not from this land. They're not from this country. They're not from North or South America. Okay, they're from Siberia, Alaska, and Russia. Not even Alaska, but they're from Russia, Bulgaria, and Russia. That's where all of the white people are from. All of the Mexicans and $5 Indians that actually stole the land with the white people. Here is a type in on Google. Just type in Chata Nation constitutional law, and in there you will see where they basically said, if you can see this, that they took out the black person out of the Choctaw Nation of their own land. So I'm not gonna, just type it in. You need to do your research. But when you read it, you'll see that it says here, from and after the adoption of this Constitution, no free Negro or any part Negro connected with Chata and Chickasaw blood shall be permitted to come and settle in Chata Nation. So what they're saying is, if you are a free Negro, meaning if you are an outlaw, if you were pushed out of your home because you're indigenous, you can't stay in Chata Nation because white people just took over your lands, and now you're not allowed to come in to your own land that you were removed from. Type in, go to Google, type in uh, Chata Nation constitutional law, and in there they don't say white people can't come in or Mexican people can't come in. They say free Negroes cannot come into Chata Nation and live. Where's Chata Nation? Everywhere, because this was written in 1837. And then many treaties were formed after that saying that we can't live in Chickasaw and Choctaw Nation where we live at. We can't, right? Okay, that means foreigners, white criminals, came from another country, white people who are criminals, and they went in with the $5 Indians that we see right now. They went in with them and removed us from our homes. Here, here you will see that they are from they're from
And while the drinks differ, corned beer for Indians and milk vodka for Siberians, the ritual stays the same. All gather in a circle and drink from one cup, passing it on to the next. Both Siberians and Indians used tattoos as spiritual signs. Their houses looked alike too. Teepees and chums were go-to structures for both Siberians and Native Americans. And then the language. A connection exists between Siberian and Native American languages. In early 18th century, German naturalist Georg Steller, who traveled to Kamchatka and then to North America, argued that either the people of Kamchatka and North America communicated somehow with each other, or Native Americans are the same people as Kamchadals, or are somehow derived from them. After more than a century of speculation, geneticists have proven that Aztecs, Incas, and Iroquois are closely related to the people of Altai, the Siberian region that borders China and Mongolia. Listen to the
okay, she said China and Mongolia. Okay, that means Russia, China, and Mongolia is where the stringy haired Indians are from. We are not from there. We are from America and South America because we were already here. But this is what they're telling you where white people are from. Russia.
this.
They're the same.
Fearless nomadic hunters with strong tribal traditions who believe in the powers of nature and honor spirits of the deceased. This stands true for both native Siberians and Native Americans. Here's some more evidence for you. In 2008, it was confirmed that the language family of Central Siberia shares a mother tongue with dozens of Native American languages. Researcher Edward Vajda spent several years in Siberia studying the almost forgotten Ket language. His research links the Russian Yeniseian family of extinct languages to the Nadeni family of languages spoken by the broad group of present-day Athabascan tribes in the US and Canada. Other evidence is based on genetics and archaeological finds. A skeleton of a 4-year-old boy found in South Siberia in the late 1920s led to a fascinating discovery in 2013. These were the oldest human remains from which DNA was extracted. A genetic study of a 24,000-year-old skeleton housed in the Hermitage State Museum in St. Petersburg showed that the boy's DNA had close genetic ties to the DNA of present-day Native Americans. It shows that they carried up to 38% of the genes of the Altai people. But it's not the first archaeological find that suggests that Native Americans and Siberians are related. Let's go back to the 1960s. Soviet historian Nikolai Dikov had found 15,000-year-old human remains in Kamchatka, a region in Russia's Far East.
See, in Russia, it's in Russia. So they found Indians and Mexicans. That's where they come from, in Russia. So let's look at the other. Okay, so right here, here's white people that are mixed with.
It velvetizes.
What does that mean?
This.
Ah.
The velvetizer. Say it, taste it.
Why do some Russians look Asian? Russia is very multinational. We have over 190 ethnic groups. So if you thought that the country was more homogeneous, prepare to be amazed.
Okay, what she's trying to tell you, what you're going to show you is that white people and Chinese people are the same people, Mexican, and they have the same bloodline. So all of the white people that you see and all of the Mexicans that you see and the Indians that you see here are from Russia and Mongolia.
Some Russian citizens actually look Asian. If you look back in the past, Russia has been neither monoethnic nor a melting pot. The country got multinational because
Look at the Mexican features. Look at look at the white and the Mexican features. Look at Indian white people, but they're mixed with Indian and Mexican.
Ethnicities had to interact with each other, be it war or peace. The biggest non-Slavic ethnic
Wait, let's go
groups
back so we can see that. Hold on.
actually look Asian. If you look back in the past, Russia has been neither monoethnic nor a melting pot. The country got multinational because various ethnicities had to interact with each other, be it war or peace. The biggest non-Slavic ethnic groups used to be Kyrgyz, Bashkir, Tatar,
Native
and
American,
Jewish.
white.
In the Soviet era, this huge country comprised 15 republics.
See, they're showing you that
Biggest non-Slavic
the Ashkenazi Jews are the Native Americans. The Ashkenazi Jews in Russia is the same as the Native American Indian bloodline here.
New groups used to be Kyrgyz, Bashkir, Tatar, and Jewish.
See?
Cities had to interact with each other, be it war or peace.
Mixed.
The biggest non-Slavic ethnic groups used to be Kyrgyz, Bashkir, Tatar, and Jewish.
Look at Mexican Jew.
In the Soviet era, this huge country.
Look at that. Russia, Soviet. These are all Ashkenazi Jews that crossed over into America because they're all the $5 Indians, Mexicans, white people are all, and they came over here and they took over our lands. These are the type of people.
Comprised 15 republics in Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and in Caucasus. Do you know who lived there? Uzbeks, Kazakhs, Tajiks, Turkmens, Georgians, Armenians, and Azerbaijanis. Quite a lot, right? Still, those who you normally tag as typical Russian, with light brown hair and blue eyes, amount to circa 78% of the population. The vivid examples would be Natalia Vodanova, the Russian model, and Anton Yelchin, the Hollywood actor.
Look, Indians. These are Indians. These are $5 Indians that you just saw. Mixed in, and they came over here.
The Russians look less Slavic. with a dark skin color and almond-shaped eyes, or with a straight black hair and yellow skin tone. So let's try to define Asian in the Russian context. First, those living in the Asian part of the country. Second, those who identify themselves as Asian based on their language.
Look, this is a $5 Indian white man that's in Bulgaria.
And culture. Third, those who can be described as Mongoloids.
Mongoloids.
How many Asians live in Russia? Here is the top 10 Asian ethnicities living in Russia. Totally, they make up 9.5 million people. Where can you find them? Mostly in rural areas. In the urban zones, you are more likely to meet Korean, Tatar, Uzbek, and Kyrgyz communities. By the way, some ethnicities have their own representative body and cultural centers across the country. If you want to know more about Russian people, then
okay, so now you know that the Indians and the Mexicans and the whites are the same. Now let's see what they eat. Let's see. Have to see the diet of what they eat. So you can understand where did adrenochrome come from. You gotta see where it came from. This is what the people that came over here eat. This is what their diet eat. This is what they eat. And you see, and then now notice how you don't see any type of structures of any type of pyramids or anything. They only have teepees because they're homeless. They don't have any structural buildings like pyramids or anything like that because you can only see cloth and things like that. So of teepees of their home, or they'll run into a cave and live in a cave because they come from the Caucasus Mountains. Here are the mixed with white people and $5 Indians. Now, when we talk about, see, this is what they eat. They don't cook the meat. They just eat it straight up raw. You see, and they live in the cold. If you notice how hell is actually not hot, hell is actually cold in cold climates. Hellish people, parasitic people live in cold climates. Okay, so if you look at the coronavirus, they can only survive when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? So this is why when the summertime comes, people is just having problems with this because the corona is the same virus with these people because they're parasitic people and they eat raw meat. This is where we was never ever eating cows and meat like this. We weren't even cooking them. We weren't eating cows or meat. You know what I'm saying? We were vegetarians, but look at how they eat this meat raw. Just straight up out of just eat the heart, the liver. Oh, just the liver. Okay. Okay, that's the liver that they eating. Let me see if I can get. And then they'll dip it in the blood because they have to drink the blood too. This is what they do. They drink the blood with the meat. Okay. So see the blood, the pool of blood right here? See, to put the salt and that's it. Just salt and blood and meat. And this is what they eat. We're talking about, this is why we're talking about adrenochrome, where we get like kidnapped and shit by the thousands, because they don't live there anymore. They live over here, so they have to feed off of our blood and energy. And look at their face. Look at them. Look at their eyes. These are white people. These are Scandinavian white people. This is not no. See how the baby it's just normal how they can just eat it raw like that. This is the blood that they dip in the blood like it's just sauce and shit. Look at that. This is what they drink, the blood. They dip the raw meat in there, and these are white people. These are their bloodlines. So if you want to know what were they doing in the Caucasus Mountains, they were killing people and live caribou, eating them raw like that. Because if you're in Alaska, where is your heat? You know what I'm saying? If it's always cold there, yeah, how do you warm up your meat? Because you don't. That's why they live in the cold climates, because they're parasites. They only drink and eat blood. Now, see now how they dipping it and how they eating it. This is it. See, Now, how this? She just drinking the blood. She just drinking it raw. She just is warm. She just, because they have to be it's got to be a fresh kill. See how it's got to be a fresh kill when they eat their meat because they're vampires. Okay, now this is the bloodline of the white people that came over here and took over our lands, and then now they, when they came here, they stole our names. We are Chickasaw, so uh, we from the Powhatan people and all of that. We have our tribes, right? Well, they stole our names, right? Took our lands and then wrote their own constitution of the Chickasaw Nation, Chata Nation, and said that no Negro can come in, okay, can come into their lands because they stole our shit, right? Then they go outside of their community and steal black people and children, and they eat people like this. They eat blood, just raw. They just cut and they just eating people raw. This is an animal, but still, if you can't do this anymore and you come over to another country, who you gonna be eating? That's why it's adrenochrome that's sold on the black market. And they sell blood, children's blood and meat and shit. They have restaurants, cannibalism restaurants for white people. They, kill black people, steal them, and then they eat black people raw and drink the blood. So this is what kidnapped us and killed us. And so when you have black people who are in office with these people that took us over, this is why you might have to get rid of all the fucking coons first. Because if you don't get rid of these coons that's been killing, that's stopping us from getting to the white boy, then the coons is the worst. They're the worst of the worst. Because why would you allow this to be in your country where they have to survive off your blood? See, they survive off of our blood and they survive off this. This is what they eat. Shit, let's go to another one. You see the little babies drinking the blood, and see, these are white people mixed in with the $5 Indians. See, so this is this is what they eat. They raise the caribou, right? They raise the calves and stuff, and they don't cook the meat. They eat the blood raw. But if you moved out of this country and you moved into our land, where are you getting this raw meat from now? Who, you know what I'm saying? What blood are you gonna drink now? If you can't drink this blood over here, and you over here, because you can't, see, this is why they have to go. See, look at that. See, they gotta go. See, this is their bloodline. They drinking raw, just straight up out the damn caribou belly. See, these are the people that took over. They put the $5 Indians in as indigenous when they are not. Well, they put them as natives. Then they tell us we can't claim our own land because you got vampires here that's sipping and drinking blood and meat and shit. Look at that. This is what they do. Okay, now if they can't do that no more, where do you think they went? They came here. They came here. See, this is Russia. This is all Russia, Caucasus Mountains. See, yeah, they came and they live in I just wanted to show y'all that, but they live in Scandinavian. They live in the Caucasus Mountains. So I wanted to show you who took us over. Okay, I wanted to show you who took us over, and this is why Hitler had to do what he had to do. Because they was killing people, coming in there and kidnapping kids. Okay, they was kidnapping kids, and you got to get this book because the reason why Hitler was coming over here, he was finna kill white people, and he was finna remove them because what he did was he formed a black army. Type in, type in, black Nazis. Type in black Nazi. Go to Google. Type in black Nazis, and you will see a black man happy on this. See, what they were doing was they were removing white people out of Israel or out of the Arab areas, killing them and removing them because they stole their land over there, the black people land. And Hitler formed their army to remove them because you can see when you type it in on Google, just type in black Nazis. That's it. Type in black Nazis. You will see exactly what I'm saying. Now on Wikipedia, they're liars. The title says, "Oh, well, it's persecution of blacks in Germany." Okay, where's the pictures? Show me the pictures of dead black people. I don't see not one. Piles and piles of dead black people, just like the Holocaust. You only see white people getting demolished like that because it was black people, and no, it was really the Hitler's army, the white army, removing those people. When they were getting removed, black people was moving in. That's why they went to war with Hitler, because Hitler was on his way over here to move the white people up out of, and then move us back in where this is. I'm just showing you the evidence here of what, if you look at, see, okay, let me just show you. If you could see, that's what I'm saying. You have to type this in because it's real hard for you guys to see. Go on Google and type in black Nazis. Okay, you're going to see here it says persecution of black people in Germany. This man is smiling. Why is he smiling and happy if he's being persecuted? Well, that's just one man. Okay, why did they show all of the army men smiling in nice uniform suits? They weren't raggedy and torn up like the American black soldiers here. Okay? They didn't have tore up shoes like the American soldiers here. Over there, they had really good, nice clothes. They were just like, I'm talking about their uniforms. They were straight. They had socks and thick socks on to keep their feet warm. They had what they were supposed to have. But why were they happy? See, it says murdered warriors right here in a row. This was in Germany. But where do you see anybody that's murdered? I don't see no murdered people. You know, I see a man on a chair that's happy because they were removing white people from out of the Arab territory. Well, the black Arab territory. They were moving them out of there, and you can see how. Okay, here's a Nazi. Here's a photo where you got Nazi massacre of African soldiers in French army. Okay, but I don't see it. They just have their hands up. But I don't see no massacre. See, you know how white people have pictures? You know, they have pictures and stuff of all kind of different massacres that would happen if it was, but it just looked like, okay, now these are the ones, okay, this is with Mussolini though, so this is not with Hitler. This, okay, when it says hatreds of black soldiers, I don't see where it has the black soldiers being tortured though. See, if you have pictures, if black people were being tortured, yeah, they're not being tortured. See, it says the hatred of black soldiers goes back as, but there's white people here that is surrounding, or that's just observing the black people here that's honoring their people who died. So basically, you can see black people standing by the grave sites that's honoring their people who died in the war. And here's all the white people standing here honoring these black men. So if you're honoring these black men in Germany, you're white. Here's your white people are all standing right here. And then these are all of the African people, of all the men that died. Who was killing these black men? It was Mussolini. Okay, Mussolini was. But that's what Mussolini, what happened with Mussolini, they was removing black people because obviously he wanted their land. But white people honored those black people that was fighting Mussolini. These are all the white people that's standing and honoring these black people. So the words, the title that Wikipedia put on there is a lie. There ain't no murdered soldiers. It's war, obviously. So they're honoring them. And why are white people surrounding these people, honoring these black soldiers here? If it's so bad, if it's so horrible in Nazi Germany, why are they being honored by these Germans? Because Mussolini in Leningrad was moving black people out of their homes, calling it the motherland. Hitler was mad and his father was upset about that. Then Hitler became Hitler and he started to kill the white people that was removing the black people. And when it was his time and he was done killing the white people over there, he was coming over here. And this is why white people hate Hitler, because he, when he came there, see, he wasn't asking about no treaty. He didn't come there to he didn't say he wasn't talking about no treaty. He wasn't talking about, he was talking about killing the females, rounding them up, killing the males and shooting them point blank. Shooting them point blank. See, he was rounding them all up, kids, with teenagers,